Well, hey there everyone, it's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome back to Southeast Louisiana. And welcome back to my little bee yard here. Well, alright folks, it is still August the 5th. The last video was August the 5th. That's the video I hope that my concern showed through, because I am truly concerned. It is literally 10 minutes after I made a portion of that video on my back porch, and the more I thought about it, the more I said, you know, it is hot, but I gotta do something for these bees. I gotta at least blast the phoretic mites that are in there. I haven't even went and picked up that other dead out. I'll do that while I'm out there, but I can't go in the hives. They're robbing. I can't use Apiguard at this point. I got a whole bucket of it sitting over there. I'm not going to be able to use that with the temperatures going over 105 here and there, and it just getting so hot. So plans change, things change, situations dictate changes. That's the change. I sat and thought and said, I got to get busy. Look, it's not even noon yet. It's oppressively hot out there. It's in the 90s already, and it's 10 in the morning. I worked out there for about an hour at the most, shooting that video and going through 7 hives or so, just bouncing through them real quick. And what I saw was very, very concerning. You know, each year's different. You just don't know. You really just don't know what's going to come about. Again, I go back to really thinking maybe that last year's summer to fall knockdown wasn't what it needed to be with the hop guard. I know it wasn't. It has to be. But I'm going to go back to something I did for years. I did it for about 5 years straight and had very minimal losses, and my losses would come in October, which would mean they had already been sick when I treated, and they dwindled on down. I normally didn't have major losses over winter, maybe 1 or 2, but for the most part, oxalic acid vaporization, while I know doesn't get under the brood caps, I would do it 4 times every 5 to 7 days, and it did good for me. I quit it because it was so doggone labor intensive, but I do have an inverter that Russell Koopman had turned me on to, and I do have a small generator that goes on the back of the tractor. I have all my gear. This is all my stuff. I got my oxalic acid. I got the Oxivap, ProVap 110. All these rags that are falling, that's where I stuff the entrances. I go in the back. I got some tees to replace the ones that break, because I keep the 1/4-inch holes. For the new boards that don't have holes, I'll go in the front. I keep some boards to slide in the screen covers. This is spare. Again, I was going to get a InstaVap, would have made life a lot easier, but with a roof repair, a truck, major engine problem with the truck, a septic tank problem, I had to put that off. I mean, this still works. I do have spare parts for it, and I do have the doser that I had bought that I've been using now a couple years. This thing is really nice. A couple years. I like this. It's not as easy adjustable as the InstaVap one, but it does what it needs to do. So I can't sit the rest of the day knowing what I got going on out there. It will eat on my mind if I don't at least do something. So why not start treatments today? I'll just hurry up and get it done before it gets in the hundreds, and at least get something going on the bees. There's some brood in the hives and all that, but they look weak. So we got to do something. So I'm going to get busy. I'm going to show you really quick. You've seen it before. You're going to see it again if you watch this video, how I do it with this ProVap. It's pretty simple. I got to get my respirator out. Always got to use a respirator for me, because I'm all in that vapor and I don't want that stuff in my lungs. It will literally burn me up. Again, this has worked in the past as long as I stay on the regiment. It's done a good enough knockdown to get me through to where I can do a knockdown in winter, and I'm usually fine in the spring. But again, this year in the spring, I might go to some Formic Pro, some formic acid, see if we can maybe get a jump on them in the spring too. Because normally my last treatment's around January with this. And it's worked. Again, it's worked. I don't know why I'm changing. I guess I'm changing because, again, it's labor intensive. That's the main reason. And the older I get, it just seems to be harder and harder to deal with the heat. But I got to get busy. All right, let's go. I'm going to load everything up and then we'll get after it. I think I'm going to use my inverter. I got to find it. I got it around here too. And we're going to get the tractor and the trailer, and we're going to go out there, and we're going to zap some hives, and we're just going to bear with the heat, and we're going to get it done. So I don't have any gas for my, let me pull this down. I was going to go ahead and use the generator after all, but I don't have any gas. So I'm gonna go back to my original idea. Potec 750. You want at least 750 watts for these things. I think it only requires about 600, maybe 500. I don't know, but you want a little over, and that's what this is. 750. Worked good. Actually works a little better than generator, but I gotta keep the tractor running, and I gotta have the hood up. That's why I was gonna use a generator, but there's no gas in it. I'll get some next week. I don't know how effective this is gonna be at all, but I gotta do something with them. So I'm gonna get started. It's off basic. I'm gonna close that hive up, and I'm gonna get this gear out of here and get busy. All right, folks, let's get this show on the road. Let me show you. I put 1/4-inch holes in the back of my bottom boards. I'm gonna plug the fronts, and I'm gonna zap the backs. Here's how I do it. That lid stays on there. 230 Celsius is what we want. It varies. It drops when I put the powder in. It'll go about 205, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Once it begins to rise back up, it's pretty much done. I give it to about 215, 220, pull it out. By that time, it's almost at 230 for the next one, and off we go. Go in the hole. Got my doser. Got a dose in there. That's it. Let it vape out. I'm gonna get the next one set up with rags. Go on in. All right, we're rising up. We're about 220, almost done. I take it out. I put this peg in here. That's a golf tee. Move to the next. Move to the next. It's still venting a little bit. Probably could have stayed a little longer, but that's all right. Another full dose. Put it in. We're done. Move on to the next. So we're dosing good. We're putting the oxalic acid in the vapor. It's coating the bees. Hopefully it's getting the phoretic mites. It will not do anything with the mites that are behind the brood, but we'll come back in about 5 or 6 days and get those that come out. We'll keep doing the same thing over and over. I want the vapor in there for about 10 minutes, and then I pull the rags. So I got enough rags to keep leapfrogging. Then we pull them and we're done. Alright, gotta move to the next stand. I put entrance reducers in, I blocked that whole hive off. Trying to slow it down. I think they're doomed anyway, but you know, all you can do is try. All right, folks, I got away for a minute, getting a little shady spot, starting to warm up again. I'm gonna get a drink of water here in a little bit, but I got these to do here. The robin has slowed down over there. I shut that hive completely up. Seems to have slowed a little bit. I think it's doomed though. It doesn't matter. We'll see. But in the end, you see what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. The rest of these hives, I got a dozen to do over there. I got these to do over here, and then I got about 8 in town to do. But I'm gonna do these today. Do the ones in town probably tomorrow evening, and then I'll do it again next week. So that's gonna be my only thing I can do right now. I'm a bit exasperated. I wasn't planning on doing it this way. I thought maybe I could buy some time and do the Apiary guard later when we cool down, but the weather forecast is out there for 100 degrees for a long time. And you know, bottom line is, those mites that we counted in that last video, that was bad news. That's bad news. And I'm seeing what I think is classic varroa infestation, just plain and simple. So all I can do is knock down the phoretic mites now. This is the safest bet at this point. You know, only time will tell, and I'll keep you updated. I'll let you know how we're faring out. All we can do is hope for the best. And of course, I pray for my bees, but I do. I pray for my bee yard and all. And it's an investment. I mean, but they're also the bees, and you want to take care of them. And while we were sweating the honey this year, they produced for us. My main concern when I thought we weren't going to get much honey was just take care of the bees. You know, keep them going. They're our bees. I like my bees. I don't like dead outs. I don't enjoy cleaning dead outs. It happens. It's part of it. It's always going to be part of it in this day and age. But you don't want to do it. But now, ironically enough, here we are, and the bees are struggling. You know, it's like, wow. You know, we didn't go that long between harvest and now, which is nothing out of the ordinary of what I normally do. So I'm a little discouraged, a little bit concerned, but you know, it all works out. It all works out. I do have one dead out, I know there, and I had that other one. Now I may have a third because of the robbing, but hey, we're gonna do what we can do. I did put entrance reducers in all of those colonies on that stand because they were just, when I closed that one hive off, they were looking for the next. And there's some hives on there that are not that strong. So I'm gonna call it a video for now and finish these up. I got about an hour's worth of work to do. And that Potec 750 is working great. I'm gonna get my generator for next time. I like my generator because I can crank it up. I like the Potec for the out yard. I like the generator for here because I can put it on that trailer and just leave it cranked and walk around the yard, pull the cord off and keep going. So but we're gonna make it work. I'm out of gas in the generator, but all is well. Guys, I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I appreciate all you guys' support. It's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and may God bless you. We'll see y'all later.